in your opinion, is it ever acceptable for a man to beat a woman? So?
In my personal opinion, no, but there are rules for the beatings that they describe there.
Where
That
in
she
the
shouldn't
Quran
be
can you
hurt,
find the rules?
bruised, bleeding, etc., etc. There are
So,
rules.
so where in the Quran can I find these rules?
Well, I need to get off the app. Can I come back?
Yep.
20 seconds?
Beautiful, yep.
My remark would be, she said two things. She said when she first started speaking that she was a Quran only. Then she said she was a Sunni. If she's a Sunni, she needs to accept the Sahih Hadith. So when she comes back, nail her on the fact, is she a Quran only or a Sunni?
Well, I already explained. I'm Turkish, so they're considered Sunni. I am just a Muslim for 5 years. I do only Quran because that is my only way to be.
Hi Sam, what's up my friend? How are you guys?
I'm good. Thanks for waiting patiently. I apologize about that.
I'm an ex-Muslim Arab, and I just enjoy hearing these conversations, taking part if possible. I had a lot of points that I wanted to respond to about what Soul has been discussing. I kind of would like to discuss the points that the lady brought up about the Quran, because I do understand the Quran and I do know where she's coming from, but I can also kind of demonstrate that.
Sorry to interrupt here, because I've got her on a point. The problem is if you bring up any of the points she's made, she's going to want to unmute and run away to these points. I've asked her a very pointed... Hold on, Saul, please. I've asked her a very pointed and direct question. Is it ever acceptable for a husband to beat his wife? So, who's a Quran-only Muslim, is making the claim that there are conditions to this. So as a Quran-only Muslim, we should find in the Quran conditions set as to how to beat your wife. So she's away doing that. The problem that is going to happen is if you challenge her on any of the other points that she's made, she's going to run from this point and she's going to start
No, I came back to give the points that I was already claiming. I was
You opened the mic because you said that.
Wait, Basil,
I
2
was
seconds,
going to
sir.
say when I
Basil, 2
texted in the
seconds.
chat.
Soul, 2 seconds, please, 2 seconds. So just to recap, to the 161, you were going to go and get verses. So to go back to the conversation, are you equipped with the verses to have a one-on-one with voice?
In the very few minutes that I got, yes, I have 3.
So I brought you chapter 4, verse 34, that says that a husband can beat his wife. You said, well, there are rules for this beating, that he can't bruise her, he can't harm her, he can't hit the face. I said, where do you get those rules from? Because you're a Quran-only Muslim. So I asked you to provide the verses that line out these rules. So what I'm looking for you to do is provide Quran verse or verses that line out how a husband should beat his wife, the limitations that you're saying are mentioned. Could you provide the Quran verse or verses that say this?
4:19.
19 tells a husband how he should beat his wife, correct? Before I bring up.
It tells how he shouldn't. Why would I specifically point out something
So despite the fact that I've clarified what I'm asking you to do, you're still not getting it. So I brought up chapter 4, verse 34, that says that a husband can beat his wife. Your response to this contention was to say that there are rules for this beating, that he cannot bruise her, he cannot hurt her, and he can't hit the face. I asked you, where can we find those rules? Where are they? Where can we find them? You can unmute, so not a difficult request. I'm not asking you to split the atom.
Up. Damn. Open it up.
Where can we find these rules?
19. Open it up.
So chapter 4 verse 19 gives rules on how a husband should beat his wife.
No, how he shouldn't beat his wife, but you want to claim that there are chapters that we should beat them, but okay, put your claim forward.
I'll put it back on screen, because it's not me that's claiming this.
33, 25, 4, 19.
Just hold on a second. Just hold on a second. Just hold on a second, please. Hold on a second. What a dishonest woman. I'll read out the verse again. It's not me who's claiming this. It is literally the Quran verbatim. It was on screen and I read it out. Men are the managers of the affairs of women, for that God has preferred in bounty one of them over another, and for that they have expended of their property. Righteous women are therefore obedient, guarding the secret for God's guarding. And those you fear may be rebellious, admonish, banish to their couches, and beat them. If they then obey you, look not for any way against them. God is all high, all great. Can we at least agree before we move on that in chapter 4, verse 34 of the Quran, there is a permission for a husband to strike his wife? Wadribuhunna. Can we agree on this point, so?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay? So I asked you a question. Is it ever just hold soul, chill. Initially I asked you a question. Is it ever acceptable for a husband to beat his wife? You didn't answer that question. You answered it by saying there are rules to this. Yes. I asked you, where does it outline the rules for how you should beat a woman? Now you're providing.
You still haven't opened it up. You read the same thing.
Oh my God! Oh
you
my
read the
God!
Same thing. You read the same thing.
Okay, let me bring up 419. Let's see how this doesn't address the question I'm asking. Let's read it together. Okay.
35.
Let's put it up on. I'll put it up. Just. You want 33:35. Okay, let's go to 33:35. Who in the chat thinks that this is going to give you conditions on how to beat your woman? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that this has conditions on how to beat your woman. Put a 2 if you think there will be nothing mentioned in this verse about how to beat your woman.
May I mention that it always says that it's best not to.
Just hold on, please.
Yeah, sure.
Let's read it together. Okay. Sure. Men and women who have surrendered. Very rude woman. She can't stop speaking.
You're dominant.
Men and women.
Listen, the Quran is not one whole chapter. It's in parts. So I gave you 3 parts. Yeah, 2, 3, 1.
So let's put a 1 in the chat if you think that this is going to give us rules for beating. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that this verse won't mention anything about beating. Okay, let's read it together.
You want to focus on beating?
You're giving verses. I'm just about to read your verses. I don't know why you're crashing out. Okay? And what do you know? Everyone in the chat seemed to already know that this verse had nothing to do with beating. What's the third verse? So? You can unmute and tell us the third verse.
It's not my intention to agree with your claim. I'm not agreeing with your claim. There are rules for it, of course.
600 people that would have this in their inbox. The more people that come, the merrier. Let's expose Islam as much as we can while we have time today. Also, please, 2 seconds. Also, please tap the screen. If you all tap for 1 minute straight, we would easily be at 75,000 likes. The more you tap, the more people come in. All right, go ahead, Sol.
By the way, I'm not pro-Islamic hater. I'm a pro-Islam.
Sol, please focus. What is the third verse that you want us to go to?
419.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think that 419 is going to mention anything about rules of beating. Put a 2 in the chat. If you just hold on, So, put a 1 in the chat if you think that this verse is going to mention anything about beating. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it will mention nothing about beating. This is the third Quranic verse that we're now reading that's meant to show that there are rules on how to beat your wife. The first 2 mention nothing about beating. Never mind faces and bruising and any of that. Let's read the third one and see if it gets any better. Third time lucky, guys. So that's the third verse that doesn't mention the rules. Did you not understand the question I asked you about the
No, I understand, but
beating?
you haven't been to the part that I mentioned, so you just deny that part. I told you haven't been there.
So where is it? What's the part? Because we're waiting. I've been asking you the whole time for the Quran verse.
434, Nisa, but you said you've been there. I thought it was 419.
434, so you want to go back to the 434, the one that we had in the first place.
Baqarah,
just hold on. So you're saying that You're saying that chapter 4, verse 34 lays out conditions of rules for how to beat your wife, including not hitting their face, not bruising them. Yeah? Are you saying that chapter 4 verse...
Listen.
Stop speaking, man. Stop.
Listen, I am declaiming your claim with those verses.
Stop. Oh my God, this fucking woman. Okay? I brought up chapter 4:34, which says that you can beat your wife. I asked you, is this... And she's ran away. Of course she's ran away.
You're making this into
absolutely embarrassing.
You have to present your point, man. Just leave her alone and present your point. That's why she's frustrated with you.
Are you fucking joking?
Yes.
I brought my point.
I'm just telling the truth, man. I'm telling the truth. Are you gonna drop me too? Are you gonna talk over me too? Have a conversation. Don't just like keep fighting and pushing all the time. Present your point.
Conversation.
You have a point. You're right. She's wrong. She's wrong. You're right. You have a point. Present it to the people.
I did. I brought up the verse 434, which
You're
says
trying to
that
present the point that she's an idiot. And you made your point. She's an idiot. But make your point that the Quran is bad, that the Quran has issues. Make that point. Focus on that point. You guys are always focusing on making the other person, the other side, look bad. They're idiots. No, don't stop me. Don't stop me. I can talk like you. Attempt.
Yeah, I will stop you.
Because you have a fucking control of...
I brought up a Quranic verse. I had it on screen and I read it. I read it out 3 times. I brought the scripture and said, "Is it ever accepted?" I said, "Is it ever accepted?" I said, "Is it ever accepted?" Listen, I'm crashing. I'm not muting you. Stop crashing out, man. Just let me speak. Just let me speak.
Basil, flipping egg.
Oh my God.
What happened, man? What happened? Yeah, like there's Basil. There's different ways of debating. Voice is just, I get it. He's a passionate guy on this topic. I don't blame him. I'm passionate too. So, and he knows a ton on this topic. So when he hears people like lying or not, he's very fair. If you are fair to him, you'll be fair. But if someone starts lying, then he justly will call you out, man. I think it's a fair way to debate personally. Basil, you're welcome to come back up, sir. If you want to have a debate with myself or Voice or one of us, just maybe go for a little walk first and then come back.
I just want to say something, Voice. I was listening. She was a very dishonest cunt. What she tried to do, instead of answering a very direct question that a Voice actually asked her, what she wanted to do is to focus on the cute verses, because she knows very much well that these verses doesn't talk about the beating. She knows it. What she wanted to باسل لو سمحت انت باسل انت تتكلم وانا اتكلم دقيقة ما كلمت كلامي. انت مو المحامي مالتها. انت مو المحامي مالتها. لو سمحت yeah, okay, you talk after I talk. You talk after I talk. Okay. You're okay. I am not done. When I'm done, I am.
Basil, go on me, buddy.
Basil, is something wrong with you? I am talking.
Yeah, because you think you have the power because you have the mind.
No. But we do have the power. But this is not a Muslim. But this is not a Muslim life.
Okay, but stop.
You're mistaken. This is not a Muslim life. When you are on a Muslim live, then you have the power. You don't have the power. Can I talk, please? I am not done.
Myself, stop muting.
Is something wrong with this guy? Is something seriously wrong with this guy? It is something very wrong with you. Something very, very serious wrong with you, Basil. Basil, you need to shut the fuck up. Basil, ممكن تنشب وتاكل خرا شوية؟ طب ممكن تنشب وتاكل خرا شوية؟
ممكن تاكلي خرا وستop muting me?
طب ممكن تاكل خرا انت وشوية
Please stop muting me. I have no problem. Just stop.
Can you just drop him until I finish my point? And then
Yeah,
you can,
that's fair. Basil, I rarely drop people. I'm the host. I'm dropping you.
Yeah. Just Basil, with all respect, you're not a fucking lawyer here. This is not a Muslim live. The kuffar here have the upper hand above you. This is our life. This is not a fucking Muslim life. When you come here, you should show respect to people who are talking. And you are not a lawyer, as I said. You do not speak for that woman. She speaks for herself. She's above 9 years old, and she can talk for herself. Okay? Thank you.